What if you had Spotify, Pandora, Texture, and more all in one app? Hi, I'm Tonya Hall for ZDNet. We're joined by Stephanie Scapa, who is the Vice President of Corporate Development for Software Technology at Altair, as well as co-founder and CEO of WEYV, an all-you-can-eat digital media platform. Welcome, Stephanie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
What is WEYV?
Great question. So WEYV is an ad-free, subscription-based digital media platform. So what that means is, as a user, you can go on and you can have access to music, magazines, and coming soon, videos, ebooks, so forth.
What made you decide to launch this app?
So this idea really stemmed actually out of our parent company. The parent company's name is Altair. And back about 1999, there was this new business model that the parent company's CEO came up with, who happens to be my father. And he basically patented this business model both on the B2B side and thinking about the consumer side for digital media. And so one day we were talking about the consumer side, and I really wanted to get involved because I saw the opportunity and the vision and really felt that this idea has potential behind it to bring consumers to that next level of accessing digital media. So we co-founded WEYV together, and I've been running the day-to-day activity, but he offers a tremendous amount of mentoring and guiding.
So you said you saw the opportunity. There are other media providers out there. There's Amazon, there's Spotify, Pandora, Texture. There's all kinds of media providers. What makes WEYV different?
So you're totally right. There are tons of different providers. But if you look at the trend over the way the media consumption has gone. So if you pick music, because you can see the shift really more visibly, I would say, it began with, we'll start with CDs. We won't go too far back, but people were purchasing physical CDs. And then iTunes came along, and the opportunity to buy and own one song at a time was really a new concept. And from there, we've really evolved into this streaming all-you-can-eat access. And where I think the digital industry, and if you think about continuing with music here, is moving towards is more flexibility, but still all you can eat access. And so WEYV offers, with this new business model, the ability for users to have access to all the content bundled together. So there's no option to choose one type of content. You get access to everything when you purchase, but you're able to control your spend because each piece of content has a different price in your units. And so what you're doing is you're sort of like a library card where you're checking in and out content based on what you want to access. And you can share your library card with 25 people. And so you're really able to bundle everything together, have everything all in one, and have total flexibility with the all-you-can-eat model. So just from that standpoint, I really think that there's a new opportunity in the digital media segment. And we also have a huge number of additional features in the app specific to the types of content. So we've only got music and magazines at this point, with other types coming soon. But with music, we do some really cool things for radio, letting you have more flexibility when you're editing your station. And for magazines, giving you more of a visual view of everything that's in the magazine, all the articles, and the ability to kind of jump through, as well as being able in the same app to listen and read together.
What are some of the challenges that you could have or that you are having when it comes to getting content providers to allow their content to be on your app?
So being a startup, there's no proof of our business model other than in the B2B segment, so the business to business segment with Altair. And so content providers first have to buy into the idea of this new way for users to access, because they do have more flexibility. You can have more people in a group than other platforms would allow. So that's been one of the biggest challenges, is really, in order to get a content provider to be willing to add their content in, they have to believe in the vision. They have to think that it'll have success. And so going in initially, you're always showing how this has worked in the different segment and how you really believe it can work in the consumer segment.
How do you expect to get consumers to, basically migrate from their normal ways of consuming media to just using your app?
I think the first step is getting them to try it. Once we can get them to download and to experience the app itself, we've built the user experience really thinking about the user first and focused on a slightly older audience segment and families in particular. And so we think that once we can get the user into the app, it really speaks for itself. It's very clean and easy to navigate. You've got all the content in one place, and you're able to see how the mechanism really works. And so from that standpoint, it's just about getting the user in first and getting them signed up for that free trial. We do a 14-day free trial, and then once you enter your credit card, you get another 16 days free.
How did you find developers to develop the app for you?
So one of the advantages of having our parent company supporting us is certainly that. The development team began with some specific individuals that I selected from the parent organization. So I was able to hand pick my team to begin. And then from there, really marketing out in the industry. It's an exciting app. It's something that, I think people get energized around. We are the underdog, no question. We have a mountain to climb. But I think people are willing to buy in and really believe in us and the way that we run the team and the culture based on the parent organization's culture for us. So I think for us, it's been actually fairly easy in that sense to get really fantastic developers. I mean, our team is truly amazing.
What's it like so we have a very prominent public figure where the daughter works with her father. What kind of a challenge, or describe to us what it's like to actually work so closely with a family member as a co-founder?
So there's definitely pros and cons, no question. You have to really try not to take your work life home, even though I obviously don't live with my father. When we go to dinner with my mom and my dad and even my siblings, we have to specifically say no work at the dinner table. So you kind of have to put up those walls to segregate between work-life balance. And then, the advantage, because there are certainly advantages, is that I can go to him on anything. I can ask any question. There truly is no stupid question, in the sense that I have really easy access and I can lay everything on the table, and there's no judgment that somebody might fear from a manager, I guess. And he's always on my side looking to help me and WEYV grow to be the best that it can. So there's nothing holding me back in that sense.
I get this is your first app, and you're certainly talking about no judgment internally inside your family, but a lot of other female founders have expressed some challenges that they've had just being female and being taken seriously. Is this something that you're also dealing with, or is it because you don't actually need those venture capital dollars that you've actually been able to avoid that?
So I think on one hand, not needing the VC dollars has certainly helped to not have to raise funding. So I don't have that experience, but it is hard being female, being younger. Initially when we would go into content providers, I would absolutely ask for my father to join the meetings to help give me more credibility. It was one of the things that we learned early on. We would have more success if he was initially there and helping to represent both sides of kind of WEYV's co-founding team. But over time, I don't know if it's because we have more content now, other content providers are more willing to move forward and take me more seriously. But it's certainly been a challenge to make sure that you get mind share and make sure that people are willing to see you in the room.
Well, I think you'd certainly offer some advice to somebody, another female or male starting up their own app, and share some fresh experience. I appreciate you sharing yours with us. If somebody wants to follow you, maybe they want to learn more about WEYV, how should they go about doing that?
So you can find us first and foremost on the App Store or the Google Play Store to download the app and sign up for WEYV. But you can, of course, find us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. So WEYV is spelled WEYV, which makes us a little harder to find, but please check us out.
I'm certainly going to check it out, and I'm excited to see the success of your app. If you want to follow me, you can. You can find me here and more of my interviews on ZDNet or Tech Republic. You can also find me on Twitter at Tonya Hall Radio, or maybe find me on Facebook by searching for The Tonya Hall Show. Until next time.